All right. Welcome to Two Recovering Teachers on the Road edition.
On the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again.
Good old Willie Nelson.
Yeah. We are not Willie Nelson.
No,
It's all right.
we
So-
smoke like him though.
Well, that may. We do. Yes, we do.
So that is an opportunity as a coping mechanism for the times that we find ourselves in.
If necessary, just not while you're driving.
Yes, no, not while you're driving.
When you're in the safety of your home.
Yeah, so we wanted to just check in with everybody and kind of offer some of our insight into the times that we're in at the moment.
Oh, because at times they are a changing.
Yeah. It's like every damn day, it's something new. Elon Musk now has access to our social security numbers.
And all our financial information.
So, don't panic. Like, don't take all your money out of your bank account and stuff.
No. We don't want another 1929 market crash.
Yeah, we're not trying to start another Great Depression.
No, we don't need no bank runs.
We don't need no bank runs, but do freeze your credit.
Yes.
You can freeze your credit scores.
Yep.
You can freeze them and unfreeze them. It's just quite simple.
Switch of a button on the app
Yeah.
on Experian.
Yeah. But don't panic.
And I get, the times are very scary right now. Not trying to diminish anyone's feelings, because we feel them too. And it's scary. Driving today through Washington and Oregon, we saw a ICE bus, I guess is the best way to explain it. A bus used to, transport immigrants or undocumented humans that have been, captured by ICE and now trafficked through different borders of the United States, probably heading towards some kind of detention center. We know that it was some kind of ICE vehicle because the initials on the bus were the same logo and same initials as the corporate prison housed in Colorado, in Denver, or I guess it's Aurora, the ICE detention center there. So same company, same corporation, now transporting people across state lines to God knows where.
Yeah.
So it's real. We see it out here on the road. But despite all the scariness, the fear that's going on with everyone, and it's easy for me to say, and I'm driving right now and beautiful scenery and landscape in Oregon, and the whole West so far has just been absolutely breathtaking. And I'm very grateful and very lucky and fortunate to have this time to be able to do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm really very glad that I am doing it because it's helping me to remember the important things in life.
Yeah.
And the importance of chosen family and friends and places to see that really make you feel insignificant in a sense.
Yeah.
But at the same time has allowed me to take a breath and tap into the divine feminine energy, the divine Mother Earth energy for healing. And I can tell you that this is what we all need. This is all what we all need to do right now.
Yeah.
Because the fear is leading us, and it's creating conflict among friends, and creating foes and enemies out of people who are your friends and family. And so
it's the whole point is to divide, right? All of this fear, all of this chaos, all of this every day something new, this real true fear for folks in
worrying
any
about
community.
Basic rights being taken away.
Yeah.
Understandably, it's scary.
Yeah. But I mean, just like getting back in touch with nature, right? And that's sort of like one of the biggest lessons from this trip is like it is so healing. We went to Cannon Beach, Oregon, and it's this great little touristy town on the ocean. And it's the middle of winter and it's cold, so it's typically their low season. But everywhere we went was hopping.
Mhm.
Everywhere, all the servers we talked to, shop owners, they were all commenting on how many people were out and how unusual that was. So I'm kind of like, I think this is the medicine
Yeah.
to some of this chaos, is to like put down your phone, get out of the house, take a little getaway, for
Touch
the
some
weekend,
grass.
for a night. Yeah. What's that?
Touch some grass.
Touch some grass.
Hug a tree.
Hug the trees. They're so pretty out here.
Put your feet in the ocean.
Yeah.
Put your feet in a river. Put your feet just in nature.
Yeah.
We've talked about, Genevieve and I, about the state of things and nature of things. And when we pull it back to history and think of how, fascism was able to divide, one thing they used a lot was not only through scapegoating, but also fear, and creating that fear to scapegoat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what's happening now.
Yep.
And so what nature is teaching me and telling me and sharing with me is like, don't let that fear divide.
Mm-hmm.
That is the fascist playbook. That's the number one
Yep.
thing you do when you want to control people, when you want to monitor people, just like we saw with 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
When we want to divide people, we divide them through fear of the unknown, fear of
The other.
the other.
Yeah.
And when you're out in nature, you remember you are all connected.
Yep.
Really connecting, as the Chinese Taoists called it, qi,
Mm-hmm.
and that life force that exists in
Yeah.
all of us, and how you can connect that qi with beauty that's
Yeah.
surrounding you.
I mean, even if you just go for a drive, I'm going to switch the camera. Oh, I don't know that I can do that. To give you a glimpse of, no.
What we're
Yeah.
witnessing.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
I mean, we are along the Columbia River right now. We just got through Hood River, Oregon. There is literally moss on the cliffs. This body of water is gorgeous.
We're on the Columbia River, yeah. Did you
It's
say that already?
yeah. I mean, clouds going through, billowing through these beautiful rolling hills. I mean, it's just
It's humbling.
it is.
you
It
know,
absolutely
It's
is.
really humbling. And it brings it back down to like, what can I do? And really, I think part of the healing in this is like really owning what you can control,
Mhm.
which I've learned throughout my life, but a lot in the last year or two, is very little. We can
Yeah.
control very little. Getting your ass out in nature is one thing you can do.
Yeah.
Going for a drive, appreciating the beauty.
Yep.
Um,
It's important.
yeah.
And trying to remember your locus of control.
Yeah.
We can't change Elon Musk right now.
No.
We can't change Trump. We can't change the Republican Party. But what we can do,
Or the Democratic
or
Party.
the Democratic Party for that matter, but what we can do is control ourselves and how we react. And when we react or act in fear or anger, all we do is alienate and
And they
divide.
win. Like we
Yeah,
it gives
they
them
won right there.
points.
Yep. Yep. And so,
One of the biggest things that has been helpful to me is really limiting my social media consumption.
Yes.
And news for that matter, because we also can't control these major news corporations, which, there's no such thing as free press anymore, I
No.
don't think, in America. That's not true. There's local journalists, and, this is the beauty and the threat of social media to fascism. But like I've limited it to like an hour a day just to kind of get on, see what's kind of going on, not deep dive on anything, okay? But also to try and recurate my algorithm to cat and dog videos, the people that I love and really want to keep tabs on. But yeah, ooh.
and that's how they get you, right? And we've seen this with our own friends. They get trapped in these algorithms where it's nothing but doom and gloom. And not that there's enough doom and gloom. We're not saying, we're not trying to be Pollyanna here. We're not trying to say like, oh, just forget everything, put your head in the sand. No. But in order to keep your energy and strength through this fight, and in order for you to be able to keep sane, you need to rest.
Yep.
And you need to be able to turn everything off.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much bombarding us and has been forever, but especially now.
Yep.
Whether it's news, whether it's advertising, whatever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, in the whole political cycle, how many years did we deal with those political ads?
Yes.
It feels like years. I mean, it kind of is, but.
You know, thank God we didn't get to the point where we started doing those ads. But let me tell you,
Thank God.
if I get one more text from the Democrats, I swear to God, I'm changing my phone number because I just, no, you know what, Dems? I'm not going to give you my money.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I've given you my money and you've done jack shit with it.
Yep.
So you know what?
Yep.
How about you give me a plan on what we're going to do to defeat Trump?
Mm-hmm.
How about you give me a plan on how we're going to protect our undocumented communities and our most vulnerable communities? How about you give me a plan on how to protect my BIPOC neighbors?
Yep.
Or my trans and LGBTQIA friends?
Or how come you haven't been assisting school districts on Know Your Rights trainings to staff? Every person in the district who works with children and other adults who are at risk right now. A Know Your Rights training. Very simple.
Very simple.
What your AOC, Bernie's texting me for money? Fuck off.
You know what? Like, look at these local community organizations and what they're doing. I mean, some mentioned in Denver. We've got COPA.
Mm-hmm.
We have...
What does that stand for?
Colorado... Oh, crap. Oh, my God, I can't remember.
That's okay. We'll find it out. Put it in
People's
the
Alliance. Colorado People's Alliance.
Okay.
My apologies, COPA. Do great work.
Mm-hmm.
CIRC. Colorado Immigrants
Rights
Coalition.
Yep.
You know, received training from CIRC on how to do Know Your Rights,
Yep.
which then I was able to then share and teach to parents and families and my own students in my classroom and friends and union members, and really be able to spread that message on how to protect yourself if ever in contact with people like ICE or the police, whether you're driving in your house, at work, school, whatever.
Yep.
But we need to remember these local groups that are providing that. That's who you need to donate your money to.
Yeah,
Donate
not these fucking assholes in the parties.
No.
Do not donate any penny more to any political person, please.
Nope, not until they have a plan. And I'm going to say this. You know, I used to be a very, very strong, committed, dedicated union member. But I see my former unions and I'm like, where are you guys at? Where's your plan? Yep. What are you doing to help our educators and members in our buildings to help protect our children? Why aren't you pressuring school boards to create policy to protect our students?
Yeah.
Why aren't you guys doing more to encourage party leaders and the legislature to do more to protect our students and most vulnerable in our communities? You know, it's one of the most mind-boggling things how quiet the teachers union has been, specifically because that's what we're familiar with, and they're the largest union in the state. Labor unions too.
All of them. You're right. All of them.
Where we at?
When you know the whole point of revolution and how we move forward, and this is community and organizing. These already established organizing groups, organizations. That brain fart.
Same diff.
You know, already exist.
Yep.
They already exist. They were quite loud and out and proud during the presidential campaign. Where are you now?
Yeah.
Where nobody made a plan for how to organize after this.
Yep.
And
that was a problem.
Yep.
And this is why Kamala didn't win.
Well, Kamala didn't win because of genocide.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But there's no real plan. It's all performative. You know, and that's another thing. Stop with the performances. Like this performative energy. We're going to march the streets. Yeah, march the streets. Yes. But what else?
Yeah. What else? There needs to be a general strike.
Yes.
Okay.
Total shutdown of sections of society.
Exactly. These unions that should be what their plan is right now. And crickets, absolute crickets. But I think one of the most impactful things that we can do collectively right now is a general strike.
Yep.
And because that stands in solidarity with our undocumented neighbors.
Yep.
Because let's be real, if those folks took a day off of work, our society would completely shut down. So let's, in solidarity, join them and just shut everything down. Come on, unions. Gosh.
Well, and not to mention boycotting. You know,
Yep.
we have a list of stores no longer to shop at. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Target. Fuck you, Target.
Getting rid of their DEI program.
You know, like a great place that housed some really great BIPOC created, you know, products.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now let's search for these companies who sold through Target, find them online and buy directly through them instead of going to Target.
Yes, exactly that. And please don't use Amazon if you can.
I mean, if possible, it's
I
evil
know it's
too.
unnecessary.
I mean, it's the same thing. Like, don't use Apple, don't use Google.
Right,
don't,
exactly.
You know, like
Yeah.
these big corporations that control major swaths of our
Mhm.
lives,
Yeah.
everyday lives. As I'm drinking Starbucks, you know, right now. But I drink Starbucks in solidarity with the Starbucks workers in New York who went on strike, and the entire neighborhood came down and performed a sit-in while the employees went on strike, and then walked the line with them, got arrested in solidarity. So I'm drinking Starbucks to salute those workers in New York who went on strike and the community who rallied behind them.
Absolutely.
That's what we need.
Yep.
That's exactly what we need.
Yep.
You know?
Exactly. And so that's it too. Kind of going back to this locus of control. A neighborhood stood with Starbucks workers. So let's look at what's close to your neighborhood, to my neighborhood. And if you have friends who are educators or a kid in school, start there.
Volunteer.
Volunteer. I mean, there's just so many ways. Show up at community events, show up at school board meetings. The school we were discussing in the school closures episode had heartbreaking news. They were supposed to have a community meeting to just hear feedback, and instead it turned into, no, we're going to close this school, not next year, but the year after. And here's a list of other meetings for community input on what that should look like. Show up to those.
Yes.
Show up to those. You don't need to speak. You don't need to ask a question, but your presence in these spaces is huge.
Yep. And that community needs all the rallying they can get. But February 11th, 6:30, we'll put links in our social media so you can sign up. But if you can make it, that'd be great. But you know, it's the same. These decisions are made in boardrooms, just like decisions to, you know, cancel Medicare for a day.
Well, and I'm just thinking like all these local things too. If you choose to be a part of a party, a political party, there are like micro level meetings.
Yes.
In your neighborhood.
Look at the caucuses and also the local caucuses too.
Local
Sorry
caucuses.
to interrupt.
You can go to the party website, put in your address, and they'll tell you what district that you're in and when the meetings are. They're like once a month. Like I said, just show up and listen, because so few people go to these things. Local town halls. And the folks who tend to go consistently are elders, you know, retired folks.
Yep.
And it's still not a large number of them. So like you said, like in the room where it happened, there's a small number of people making choices.
Room where it happened.
The
Room
room
where
where
it happened.
Yeah, I was Democrat House District, or no, Dem District 5?
You were 6, right?
6?
6?
Yeah, you're right, 6. Because Elizabeth Epps, Queen.
Queen.
And my senator was Chris Hansen, and he got reelected and then took a private sector job after the election. And so who got to fill that? A group of people at these House District 6 meetings, which when I went, when there were a lot of like folks campaigning actually, and a dinner, it was maybe 20 people maybe 20 people. And that group gets to decide an election or a vacancy committee. So even smaller number of folks, which we've helped certain people get elected to the House by organizing
And
folks
Senate.
on the small short list of vacancy committees. So
Shout out to Sheila Leader.
Sheila Leader. Yeah, sister. So those are the really easy, local, hyper local things that you can do to start.
Yep.
Organize. I know it's super overwhelming. Just show up
Yep.
to these spaces and listen, and then you'll be surprised how easy it is to find inspiration and to like get into a niche and
Find your people.
find your people. Absolutely, because
Yep.
activism it looks different in so many ways for so many people, and
Mm-hmm.
you can't do it all.
No.
You
And it
do
can't be
all.
done by all.
It cannot.
Because or one person.
No.
It can't.
No.
And there's a couple things we learned from the 70s, right? One is think globally but act locally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And also, it just left my head again. Sorry.
Think
Concentrating
globally.
trip. Think globally, act locally. And also, remember, rest is revolutionary.
Yes.
And so you need to take a break sometimes and rest. It's super important. And I know that's easier said than done, especially if you're a teacher working, 60 hours a week and kids and all the things. But
Multiple jobs. We get it.
take some time to just breathe.
Yep.
Highly recommend turn off social media. At least, I went from, doom scrolling, like you said, almost all day to, limiting. I got rid of one of the apps. That definitely helped.
Mhm.
And it really will benefit you.
Yeah.
It really
sure
will. Because these are scary times. These are hard times, and we understand just how scary and hard they are.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on to the ones you love.
Right.
And
Put your phone down. Get outside.
get outside. Touch the grass.
Rest is revolutionary. Joy is revolutionary.
Yep.
It can feel guilty sometimes feeling joy in dark times,
Yeah.
but that's what they want.
Exactly.
So find your joy.
Yep.
And that can be really simple things. Like Rhiannon has gotten into cooking. She's found a lot of joy learning how to cook. Her soups are off the charts, out of this world.
I am a fabulous
Incredible.
soup maker.
Yes.
I will have to say.
But it could just, it can just be simple things like that. Warm cup of tea, first thing in the morning. You just sit down and, I don't know, whatever it is. And art is also revolutionary.
Creating
So
things.
Creating stuff.
things. It's good for your brain.
It is so good. I mean, even if I'm a color, I like to color.
Yep.
I'm not an artist, so that's what I do
Yep.
as far as that kind of art.
Mm-hmm.
Podcasting is kind of an art.
Just creating, moving your hands.
Yeah.
Creating something. It gives you that dopamine, that fix that you need.
Which, we get on the social medias, but it's not good.
No, it's
not
bad
the good-
dopamine.
yeah.
No, it's bad
You want to
dopamine.
make something. With,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
And so,
Give yourself permission to
absolutely.
do that. It will help. And, we're two recovering teachers, a little 12-step wisdom, one day at a time.
Yes.
One day at a time. That got me through the beginning of the pandemic
Mm-hmm.
when everything was like, this is going to last for years, multiple years. And I was like, what? And I just it was a suffocating anxiety. And then I'm like, okay, one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, 1 minute at a time. Those early pandemic days.
Yeah.
Which another option for you to help maybe calm some anxiety would work for me in the pandemic was every afternoon PBS had an episode or two of Bob Ross painting happy little trees.
Happy little trees.
And his Coke nail also made me laugh every day. So, that, just little things.
I thought that was for painting.
That's what they want you to think.
Oh, okay.
I asked my art teacher friends and they were like, no, that's for sure a Coke nail. Oh, any hoodles.
Any hoodles. And don't forget, we wouldn't be who we are to remind you. Look at our last episode where we talk about what crystals you need during this time.
Yes.
You know, get your moldavite out, malachite. You know, get your crystals.
Slap some amethyst on that shit.
Oh my gosh! You know, you need some calming stones.
Yep. We have a list of some local crystal shops in our last post on Instagram that we like. But yeah, any metaphysical store, any crystal store, you can find these things. And honestly, they're so super helpful.
Oh, I guess I'm driving. I should keep both
Yeah,
hands on the wheel.
road. Okay.
Hands on the wheel.
Hands on the steering wheel.
Sorry.
We are sending you guys so much love. So much love. We're going to get through this together. Listen to our podcast more and not the socials, you know?
That's what I'm saying. And
recommend some podcasts for us too, because I want to take my own advice.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, we're sending you so much love from the road.
We'll be back in Colorado soon. And another thing, let's go out to lunch, dinner, breakfast, brunch. Rhiannon and I are free. Give us a call. We love you.
Mwah.
Love you. Bye.
Take care.